health reporting.
When one of Wall Street's most famous takeover titans, KKR, began buying up hundreds of group homes for people with severe disabilities, BuzzFeed reporters decided to take a closer look. Dogged reporting and data analysis established that KKR group homes were often more dangerous than others. The reporters showed how the company loaded up the group homes business with debt and focused on rapid expansion while horrific conditions of vulnerable residents prompted staff to quit in droves and state inspectors to sound alarms. After the series Profit, Pain, and Private Equity ran, KKR executives who had promised investors a chance to tap into the $1.5 billion group home market pulled back from a lucrative payday and canceled its public offering. For their illuminating investigation of how KKR put profits before patients, the Health Reporting Award goes to Kendall Taggart, John Templon, Anthony Cormier, and Jason Leopold of BuzzFeed.
I first just wanted to take a note to say we stand with Evan and I got married in 2019, and in 2021, I embarked on a different journey with John Templon, Anthony Cormier, and Jason Leopold. We didn't have a ceremony or say vows, but damn, we probably should have. Or at least asked our spouses for permission to launch ourselves into a story that consumes so much of our lives. The first reporting trip I took was to a rural property in West Virginia to meet the parents of Lisa Smith. Years earlier, Lisa had moved into a small home for people with disabilities that was owned by the Wall Street giant KKR. She was supposed to get 24-hour care. Instead, after multiple incidents of severe neglect, she died. I sat in their living room and I thought of my own 1-year-old daughter. She was at home, and this was the first night I had spent away from her. I showed the Smiths pictures of her, and they shared albums from Lisa's childhood with me. And then we turned to the brutal months leading up to her death, much of which they had been unaware of until I shared a state inspection report that laid it out in clinical detail. The next several months would be filled with these kinds of reporting trips, but getting to the root causes of Lisa's mistreatment fueled us, serving as a constant reminder of why we were taking this on. Since this story was published, every reporter and editor who has worked on it has left BuzzFeed News abruptly and unexpectedly. That includes Mark Schoofs, Ariel Kamener, Marty Gottlieb, and Ken Bensinger. And this story wouldn't have happened and never would have been published without their commitment to seeing it through despite the circumstances. My colleagues created a newsroom with a special sauce that has enabled us to pursue the most ambitious work we could dream up. With them, I learned a couple important things. To pursue the stories you want people to write about in your obituary, and that the impossible is possible. At just the right moment when it seems the story will crumble, that source will give you the hard drive. As we were closing this story, we all knew we would be out of a job in a matter of weeks. The job market didn't look good, and there was a palpable fear that we wouldn't be able to keep working in journalism. Were the COVID scares from source meetings and the hours we'd spent neglecting our families worth it? 2 moments have helped give me faith. One was a voicemail I received from the Smiths after publishing, which I still keep on my phone. And the other was a call I got from John Darton telling me I had won a polk, to which I think I said, "Holy shit." Awards can seem superfluous, but this one has been the hug I didn't know I needed. This profession is often lonely, isolating, and a sometimes risky gamble where the odds are stacked against us. Knowing that it was read by our colleagues and that it was valued is a true gift that helps keep me going. We're all going to go put our heads down now, read some documents, make hundreds of phone calls, hop on airplanes, and try to do more work that's worthy of such an honor. Thank you.